Just a warning, this is an amateur podcast, so if I sound like a robot or anything like that, this is actually my first podcast. Thank you for listening.
In the early days, thousands were spared the horrors of the Holocaust by taking refuge in enormous underground shelters known as vaults. But when they emerged, they had only the hell of the wastes to greet them. All except those in Vault 101. For on that fateful day, when fire rained from the sky, the giant steel door of Vault 101 slid closed and never reopened. It was here you were born. It is here you will die. Because in Vault 101, no one ever enters, and no one ever leaves.
Alright, hey guys, welcome to Symply Gaming, a gaming podcast. My name is Zach, and with me is...
I'm Cheryl, or Cheryl Ghoul.
Or I'm Somatic, I forgot that part. That's just my gamer tag, or her gamer tag, for, we mostly play Xbox, I play PC, don't have any PlayStation, unfortunately. Don't have any hate for the PlayStation, though I have played that a lot in my day, as has Cheryl. Cheryl, oh god, as has Cheryl Ghoul. But this episode is a sneak peek or sneak preview on what is to come this fall. I plan to release a weekly podcast coming this fall, hopefully September, October, around that area. But for now, I'm releasing this one this month. I'll release another one next month about a little sneak peek about what this podcast is. This episode is Fallout 3 Vault 101. We spent the last month playing through that. I recently just completed it. Cheryl's on the verge of completing it, not too far off from now, but we get distracted with other video games, with Diablo coming out and other stuff like that. Watching the showcase gets us excited for Starfield and stuff like that. So yeah, we plan to play, finish that, talk about that for the summer, get some backlog on this, on the game, so I can have something for the fall to talk about while playing other games to get more backlogs and yada yada, to keep this thing going at least once a week. That'd be great if I can do that. We unfortunately both work full time. She also goes to school. So the intros will mostly be recorded by me, but she's in on this one for all of it, the intro and the whole podcast. What else am I missing here? Have I missed anything for the introduction about what this thing is about? I want to keep the introductions about 5 minutes long. This one might be a little longer as I'm talking about us and who we are and what we do and what this podcast is about, but I like to keep them about 5 minutes long, get into the podcast, which is 30 minutes long, maybe 45 minutes long. Don't want to waste too much time here. I listen to podcasts at work personally, so I like the long ones, the hour and a half ones. It just kind of make my day go by, but I know people like the half hour ones too, for driving or jogging or working out or whatever you do in life. So we want to keep this light, simple, funny. It's mostly going to be gamer talk, but we take life not too seriously. Like we joke around a lot, so there's going to be some mature content. There's going to be some, like, I can't be myself if I'm not swearing. If you've heard that Rickyism before, if I can't fucking swear and I can't fucking smoke, then I'm fucked.
Yeah, we're both pretty guilty of that, so...
Yeah, she is Australian, so...
It's my culture.
It's in her culture, exactly. For you Australians out there, if any listening to this. Well, we're almost at 5 minutes now, actually. Just diving into... Well, actually, no, that intro took a minute, so we're only at 4 minutes now, but... with all the anxiety I'm feeling, why don't we just jump into the podcast here? I have a lot to say about this Vault 101 on this game. This game is fun. Really hard to play after playing Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. The quality of life in this game is not there. You can't run, you barely jump, you get stuck on every fucking pebble in that wasteland. I don't know how many times I have to walk around these stupid rocks. You can't even jump them half the time, you get clipped.
short little fences too that are like, they look like you should be able to jump them, but nope, gotta walk around that.
But for when it came out, the first time I played it, absolutely in shock. Was so fun. I remember dying all the time, not realizing, to just pick up everything, sell everything, buy stim packs, pick up everything, sell everything, buy stim packs. It's all about stim packs in that game.
I feel like now that I've played more Fallout and multiple Fallouts too, like coming back to 3, I know what I'm doing a bit more, so I'm definitely struggling less than the first time I played this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I flew through it. I feel like this was easy.
It feels kind of short, even.
Very short. I feel like the wasteland's very small. Like you can walk from the one side of the map to the other in a very short amount of time. Other than the parts where you need to access through the metros, like the city. Absolutely hate the city. I avoid the city as much as possible. Like going through the metros, going through the city, at dead end, dead end, dead end, dead end. I'm like, no, just keep me to the wasteland. Let me explore there.
Yeah, even not having a sprint, you still cross it pretty fast.
Yeah, you do, absolutely. That's probably like this. Yeah, as much as I'd like the sprint from running away from enemies and stuff, it would probably make the game almost half the length of what it actually is. Honestly.
Yep.
Honestly, it's because it's a lot of walking around exploring things. So yeah, that's our opinion on the game of how it was and how it is. I would love a remake of that game. That would be awesome. Can't see that coming anytime though soon. Honestly, but I've been proven wrong before. So the reason why I started with this game for the podcast is I was really recently listening to a little lore cast of the game. Kind of got a little bored of it after a while, but first like probably 50 episodes really intrigued me, and listening to the vaults. I actually skipped a few episodes just because I just wanted to listen to the vaults and the experiments that went in on them and stuff like that. And I was like, oh man, I gotta play Fallout 3 again and talk about it myself. Like, this game is so awesome, the amount of lore and everything they put into it.
Yeah, like, I mean, we're going to probably talk about 101, right? And that's a prime example of like these experiments they were doing in the vaults.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like 101's kind of like it's a control vault almost. Like, everything's pretty normal. They haven't done any crazy experimentation, but they did make it one of those vaults that's going to be closed indefinitely. So, lots of I guess generational things happening in that vault.
Yeah, as you heard from the intro there, I think, what was it? Damn it, I forgot already. You were born in the vault,
and
you will die in the vault. Like,
yeah.
Nobody enters the vault, nobody leaves the vault. Like, so it's supposed to be controlled like that, but
it doesn't take long in the game to find out that maybe that's not the case.
Yeah, and exactly. Like, so yeah, let's just jump into the game. You want to talk more of the vault, or do you want to jump in the gameplay and figure out how we actually?
Sure. I mean, since we're just talking on the history of the vaults, why don't we just continue with that? I suppose.
Sure.
So obviously, that vault didn't stick to the original plan and staying closed. It's come open a few times, and that's why it's radroach infested, for one example. So the first overseer there decided that the dwellers of the wasteland, to tell the dwellers, that the wasteland is completely uninhabitable and life is better off inside the vault, not to leave, right? Just kind of almost brainwashing all those vault dwellers. The second overseer followed in that first overseer's footsteps. At some point he decided, though, to send a team outside, a survey team. This team was actually led by a woman called Anne Palmer. She's actually Lucy Palmer's daughter, who you meet when you're playing in the vault as a child.
Oh, yeah.
And also Jonas's mum, James's assistant, I guess, which you also find out pretty early in the game. They brought back some specimens to study, but two people stayed behind Megaton. They wanted to help keep contact between Vault 101 and Megaton. So obviously not closed indefinitely. Obviously not no one leaves the vault and no one enters the vault. Shortly after, well, I guess that, Alphonse took over as overseer. That's the guy who's the overseer when you were in the vault as a child. He becomes very, very strict on the no one enters, no one leaves. So he was pretty upset about James coming in, but James made a deal to be the physician so you and him could live, and he had to not tell you about your past and being outside. But you also figure out pretty early in the game. There's a kind of hint actually. Lucy Palmer, the mother of Anne Palmer and Jonas's grandma, she kind of says to you on your birthday, your 10th birthday party, something about remembering your dad entering. So that's kind of like, that doesn't seem to add up to the rest of the story.
Yeah, like what the fuck? What?
And then that pretty much brings you to the start of the game where you start your gameplay.
Yeah. So you start your when you start your gameplay, you're looking at your dad's face coming out your mom.
Well, that's true, yeah.
You're like the good old who is it? Liam Neeson. Good old Liam Neeson's voice. Is it the boy or a girl? I can't even imitate that. What the hell was that? I'm not even gonna try. But yeah, is it a boy or a girl? And you decide your gender there, and what do you pick from there? Your name, I think. Yeah, your name and your look. I believe you look like this is what you'll look like when you grow up. Like, oh my crap, technology back then, or technology in that game, awesome.
Not did you ever see yourself?
No, not really. No, even when you no, it's no. I played first person the whole time. The third person was janky. That first person was janky. Never mind the third.
I guess you see the behind view and stuff, but you don't see yourself much.
But your face and stuff, yeah, you don't really see. And then next cutscene is a year later. You're 1 year old, walking around. I think your mother passed away, unfortunately, during your birth. It seemed like I think her vitals went down. You could hear the what's that monitor called? You're in that field. What's that thing called? The beeping monitor. The beeping one.
It's probably like an ECG or something like that. It could also be like an SpO2 monitor, but like it's probably the ECG.
Yeah, she flatline. I'm just talking like what was the term for flatline? That was what I was looking for.
Oh right, I got you.
So you're like flatline when you were born, and then a year passes, and you're baby, and you're walking around and busting open gates already. So pretty intelligent baby, honestly. 1 year old, busting open gates like Rugrats. Tommy with his screwdriver in his diaper all the time.
Just trying to follow your dad and stuff.
Following your dad, yeah. Looking at that special book, setting up your special already, your strength, your perception, all that. And what happens after then? That's your 10th birthday party. That's when you start like talking to other vault dwellers.
Kind of play and talk and interact with people.
Communicating. And is it your 12th or is it? Oh yeah, you get your Pip-Boy. Your 10th.
Your 10th birthday. Yeah, you get your Pip-Boy.
Your Pip-Boy 2000, I think it is, or is it 3? No, it is 3000. I think Fallout 76 has a 2000. Maybe the Pip-Boy 2000 versus the 3000. I never really noticed, but nah, the 3000, man. Fallout 4, that Pip-Boy is so nicer and easy to handle, beautiful. Like, give me that Pip-Boy any day.
Actually, talking about other vaults and Vault 76, that reminds me of one little thing about the history of Vault 101 too. The Vault 76 Overseer was the person initially picked to be the Overseer of 101, but they turned it down to stay in Appalachia. Anyways.
Oh, yeah. Why? Were they born in the Appalachia? Or
I don't know. I didn't really look into that. Maybe we learned that in 76. I haven't played that one for a while. I do need to replay.
Yeah, that's always...
but that's kind of cool.
Fun to jump back into that one. But yeah, cool. Another piece of information there. So anyways, 10th birthday, walking around talking to, what was it, Lucy Palmer. She's the one who gives that spoiler about your dad.
Old lady Lucy Palmer. She gives you a sweet roll and, hints at the fact that that's not true.
And then you got, like, what's his name? Butch? Is that the
tunnel snake leader?
Is that the asshole who you give the sweet roll to? He takes it
I think so.
Yeah, that's my Butch. I got stories about him, but just wait a few minutes till we grow up a little and but yeah, we get our Pip-Boy, we give Butch the sweet roll. Maybe we fight. I think you have an opportunity to fight him. I don't think I fought him.
I didn't give him my sweet roll.
I did. Yeah. I was like, here you go, you little bitch. I'm getting cake anyways, but I didn't end up getting cake. That goddamn Codsworth, Wellworth, Hadsworth, whatever worth he is.
Destroyed your birthday party.
Just, yeah. Who takes a freaking, like, skill saw blade to a goddamn birthday cake?
Codsworth. No, I think that's
it's not Codsworth. It's some other worth.
No.
I know that. Stupid worse. Anyways, and then, you get your Pip-Boy. You go get a BB gun. Go shoot some rad roaches that are infested in the vault from previous. Like, how do rad roaches get in? That door must have been open. Previous dwellers must have been out. The rad roaches get in. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And then you grow up to what? 16, 18, 19, 13? How much?
I actually forget what the next stage
I think it's 16. You take the goat test. It's test as you're talking to your dad. You're sick. You don't want to take the goat test. Your dad's like, no, you have to take your goat test, son. You're a vault dweller. This is vault life. You're like, damn it. fake all these things. He's a doctor. You're going to school. He's a doctor. He knows, right? Right. Is he a doctor or is he a scientist?
Physician. He's a doctor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a doctor. He's Dr. Dad.
Dr. Dad. Yeah, that was stupid. I was like a what do you call it, chaplain or like a pastor or whatever. I'm like, that. How is that what I get from the goat? I don't
Oh yeah,
when
you take the goat and it gives you your job. Yeah, I think I was fry cook or just cook or something in the kitchen.
It doesn't matter, thank God. Like
It doesn't matter, no, because I switched those skills the 3 perks they gave me right away or whatever. Switched, obviously. Speech, lockpick. I don't know what third one was, but lockpick. And then from there, what happens there? You take the goat. I think that's it. You grab the bobblehead from your dad's desk. I think that's it.
Oh, you have a bit of a confrontation.
The confrontation before you take the goat. Yeah, that's when I fought him. That's when I tried to beat him up, but couldn't finish the job.
I fought him too. Oh, I was looking out for Marty, you know. She's
Yes,
my friend.
Looking for that girl. Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Doesn't remain my friend.
And yeah, once you fight those guys, you take the test and you go back to sleep, or no, you don't. I don't remember. It just phases into you waking up to what's her name?
Amata.
Amarta.
Amata.
Amarta.
Sorry, I know the accent throws you off.
Anyways, you wake up to her saying your dad left the vault. The overseer's looking to kill you. You need to get out of here. And you're like, what? Nobody leaves the vault. Nobody enters the vault. I'm not thinking that when I saw that. I was like, all right, give me my gun. Let's go.
Yeah, well, you can take the gun from her, or you can choose to let her keep it, or whatever.
Actually,
as well.
let her keep it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna beat the shit out of these guys with my hands, and I actually didn't want to beat up anybody. I was gonna play through good. I was like, can I get out of here without killing anybody? No, you can't. You can't.
You can.
You can, but you can't. I killed that douche, not the overseer, but the security dude who was like, the overseer was telling him to kill. I killed that guy. I couldn't kill the overseer, but I killed that guy. Before that happened, though, sorry to cut you off. I just got excited. Got the story show. Anyways.
Oh, it's so good. I don't know where I was going with that.
Butch's mother is trapped by rad roaches, and Butch is like, yo, man, help me, man. Come on, get my mother. And I'm like, okay, but you're a piece of shit because you didn't help her. So I killed him, then saved her. I know, stupid, doesn't make sense, but I knew he was going to give me his jacket for saving her anyways. I've played this game too many times.
I just didn't save her.
Oh, yeah, you tried to save her, but I was watching
Too late.
I'm going to tell him about that story. I was watching. You were shooting with the gun, miss. I'm like, bust out the bat.
That's too many misses. It wasn't that many misses. Come on.
3 roaches still gnawing on this poor lady.
Yep.
Good times.
Yep.
So yeah, you try to save her, don't save her. It doesn't really matter. I think you might get a little karma from saving her. Bad karma if you don't save her. Maybe you don't even get bad karma. It just happens. Yeah, and then you keep running and you run into like them pretty much tormenting the overseer's daughter about information on you. And I think Jonas too is getting tortured. I think Jonas was dead actually. Jonas was already dead by then. Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what point he dies. Whether I think he might already be dead when you wake up. Or no, I can't remember. But he dies.
And you kill that chief bastard. You don't have to, but you probably have to because he's more hostile. The overseer's not too hostile. I don't think he attacks you unless you attack him. He's just a little bitch in the corner. But you killed the overseer. I did not kill the overseer. Oh man, that's one thing I didn't do. There is a mission in the game where you go back to the vault. I have to go.
There is some stuff about that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know how to trigger that.
Things happen in the vault after you leave for sure.
I think it's a radio transmission somewhere. But yeah, I have to do that one again. That one, yeah, interesting. See what happened. I can't remember. There's a few missions I did skip. I just flew through the whole thing. Honestly, I did all the DLCs. Found like the places I know, like the Oasis. We'll talk about another podcast. But like I did the things I know. Then explored the wasteland, and I didn't explore the city at all. I hate the city. That city can suck my ass.
Oh, with all the metros and shit.
Yeah. There's so many locations and so close to each other, but they're so hard to fucking find in that place because there's so many fucking metros and dead ends, and there's only you can only access certain fucking areas through the fucking metros, and I could
yeah, that's pretty frustrating, especially when you can't run.
Save this for the other podcast because I have a lot to say about those. But anyways, back to the Vault 101. We're still traveling through. We're killing security officers. We're looking at other vault dwellers in their homes, bitching at us that this is all our fault and their dad's fault, and we never. Did you see that guy banging on the window? Yeah, motherfucker, fuck you, man. That's my dad. So you want to leave the place? We want to get out. So we're fighting our way out. I didn't kill the overseer. She killed the overseer. We're getting out.
You can have a look on the overseer's computer for a little bit of history too on some of the things that have happened in the vault.
She's the nerd over here that does that. That's why she gave you that little lesson on the vault, and that's perfect. Like I can't be bothered to read all that shit. Honestly, I just play the game.
A lot of the time we're gaming, and I'm just telling him what's going on in the story.
Yeah, but other games all the time. Guilty of that. Like, but I enjoy the gameplay. Like, just imagining myself being a wastelander out in the wasteland after a nuclear apocalypse. Let's go, love it.
Despite killing the overseer, I did try to mostly play pretty good, and my karma was way better than yours in the end.
Yeah, we both tried to play good, and she was better. I actually tried to play neutral, but I ended up being good in the end. Like, I stole what I wanted to steal, broke into what I wanted to break.
I occasionally did.
Kill who I wanted to kill. So I did. But yeah, so when you get out of the vault, you see the light blinding your eyes. You never been out there before? Well, you actually have been out there before. It turns out you weren't even born in the vault. Oh yeah, another little tidbit. You weren't even born in the vault. You were born somewhere else. People recognize you outside. How do they recognize you when you're a baby? And apparently you look like your dad, even though no matter what you customize your character to, they're always going to reference you to your dad. So these guys just have some like amazing eyesight and just, your dad. And this wasteland's that small and everyone knows everyone, which it is pretty small. It's pretty small.
It doesn't take long to actually meet somebody who recognizes you, actually. I feel like
no,
it's the first town I went to.
Yeah, Megaton. But we'll talk about that in the real podcast. This is just a sneak preview, so just the Vault 101 you're getting. We actually went a lot into other things that I didn't want to go into, but it's hard not to talk about things when you talk about things. So, but yeah, I think that might be all on Vault 101. Unless you have more to say, go right ahead.
No, I think I read most of my notes now. I had a lot of notes, but yeah, I pretty much got that all out. Most of my stuff was on the background of 101. Felt like you kind of had more to say about the actual gameplay.
Yeah, I'm always about the gameplay. You can be more about the information. I could, I do have a little personal connection with this game, because when I actually first played it, my son was a year old at the time, or less than a year old. So I'm like looking through the eyes of my son almost when I was playing playing as a baby. It's like, oh man, this is sick. And then just going out to find your dad, I'm like, I don't know if my son would do that for me. No, I'm just kidding. I would. My other son loves me. We actually do some other podcasts together if you want. Yeah, that'll also be out this fall too if you want to take a listen to that. Still thinking of a name, or thinking Torrance Time or something like that.
A little more child friendly than
there won't be any
podcast.
swearing in that. I try so hard not to swear. There's a swear or two that I kind of filter out, rubber ducky sound or something, because I can't exactly. There's talk. We're all talking at the same time, so I just have. I don't know. I'm an amateur. I suck at this shit. This is the amateur podcast. You guys will figure that out by the time you've listened to a couple episodes or the first episode. But yeah, I think that's all on the vault. I got it. Yeah, birthdays. Yeah, all my notes. Got them all. So yeah, keep tuning in. Make sure you. Oh yeah, I didn't get this out in our intro. We were gonna do the intro. We didn't really do an intro, so I'm gonna do an outro. I got they call them plugs. I think they call them plugs. I hear them called plugs all the time when I listen to podcasts. I told you guys I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here, so gonna get out my social media. Twitter, follow me, Symply Gaming. Twitter, Symply with a Y, SYMPLY Gaming. Also at Instagram at Symply Gaming. Facebook, there's a page, Symply Gaming. I'm on Twitch once in a while.
So that one's a little different. That's not got the G at the end. That's Simply Gaming.
Well, yeah, Gaming. Simply Gaming. I don't know why I couldn't put the G at the end. Nobody has that name. Wouldn't let me do it. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't have a schedule or anything for like that. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing on that either. But I figured it out enough where you can watch me play. I don't have a camera yet, so you can't see me or Cheryl. But we're working on that. We'll get that going. We play together. We played Diablo together lately. We've been playing. We're actually going to play some Diablo today. So we'll be on there. But this won't be released today. This will be released tomorrow. This is Sunday. Tomorrow I plan to release it. So yeah, I got those out of the way. That's what I plan to do in the intro. I plan to, once we get a community, I want to get the community a little involved in this too. I'll read some comments. Honestly, if we got some people out there that have passion for a game, I would love to play that game again and talk about it with you if you have any passion for that game. I'm going to be bringing on my brothers, like I said, my son, maybe some friends. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, though, I'm busy. I work full-time. Cheryl works full-time, plus she goes to school. So we'll see how it goes. But if you listen to this, thank you for listening to this, and I hope you keep listening to this.
Thanks for listening.